Mama, the necklace that you're wearing, that's an Akoya pearl, is that right?
It
I've
is
never
an
heard
Akoya
of
pearl.
Akoya pearls. They're not as famous as the other ones. Can you explain what is an Akoya pearl and how is it formed?
Yeah, so an Akoya pearl is actually what you and I would have thought when we talked about twin satin pearls. It's just we never called them
Granny's
Akoya
pearls,
pearls,
yeah.
Granny's pearls,
Yeah.
bingo. How are they made? So they're made in an oyster, and here you can see an oyster. He's 1 year old, and he'd need to be 3 years old before he could start a pearl. That's how Akoya pearls are made. They've got a little bead in the middle, which is covered with epithelial cells, like a pearl sac placenta. They just deposit the nacre onto the pearl.
So, Akoya pearls, what colours do they come in?
So a Akoya pearl will come anything, well, in natural state, blue
That's
with
a natural
pink.
colour?
That's the natural color of an Akoya pearl, which we hardly see on the market
amazing.
because people don't understand it. But then you also have the very white, so this is quite a white color, and then you go to really warm pink, and I don't know if you can see the difference.
Yeah.
But there's a
And that one's
real
much warmer.
difference,
And
much
those are still all
warmer.
natural colours?
So these have been bleached,
Okay.
and then you sometimes find them when they're pinker and they've been pinked.
Okay, so that's the natural colour, and then these
Yes.
are the bleached ones.
You can get natural colors in white, but it's much rarer than what we would have thought.
So Mum, with the Akoya pearls, are they expensive? What's the price range involved?
So they're not expensive for what they are. There's a huge amount of man hours involved in keeping the oysters happy, keeping the pearls happy. There's also a lot of man hours involved in matching the rows. So matching a row in the same color is super skilled.
What do you mean by matching a row?
So matching a row is, for example, making sure that all the pearls have the same overtone. So be they white with a cool overtone, or be they warm. So that is quite an art.
So does that mean that Akoya pearls are expensive or not so expensive?
Well, they're one oyster, one pearl.
Okay.
So yes, they are on the more expensive side of the pearl
fresh
world.
water would be cheaper, but it's
Way
actually would be
cheaper.
more expensive.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
What advice would you give with Akoya pearls? Like what colours would suit darker skinned, etc.? Would love your advice on that.
So not only the skin color, but also the features. So for example, I've got knobbly features, and so I'm wearing a Baroque Akoya pearl because it's got interesting features like me. Whereas if I were a perfectly symmetrically face like you've got a beautiful symmetric face, so then you would look fantastic in these round pearls. And because you tan well, I would wear the warmer tone pearls, which those are, as opposed to the white tones, because if you look, the white tones on you will look a very kind of, you see them before we see you. Too sharp, whereas the warm ones, we actually see you
That's interesting.
as one reading, and the pearls are not fighting with you, they're actually fighting for you.
So these are my friends.
Absolutely.
Interesting.